Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a sewer tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 15254 Southeast La Marquita Way here in Milwaukee. We're located at the front of the home, right here at the front right corner of the house. It's got a 3-inch cap on it. It appears to be 4-inch cast iron pipe though. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently have water running. Here we go. And it transitions here at 6 feet out to 4-inch concrete pipe. Now this particular joint here at 10 feet has a fair amount of separation. A lot of it you can't see because it's gunked over with grease, but if you look off to the right and left side, you can see that pipe there is opened up. Unfortunately, we can't see right down into it, but that's separated enough that it's likely opened up to the ground there. A little bit of standing water there. We'll see where it ends at. When we drain the line out, we'll have a better look at that. That did not appear to be a terribly long belly there. And here at 53 feet, we have reached the main lateral. I'll do locates to verify we're out on La Marquita Way. Then let it drain out here for about 5 minutes so we can have a good look at everything on the way back. I did locate the camera head successfully out the main lateral on Southeast La Marquita Way. Looks like we still have a little water draining through here. We'll make sure that's totally drained out here in the important spots. Now we've had all the fixtures are turned off inside the house. I'm not sure if we have maybe a leaky toilet flap or something like that. What's coming through currently is quite minimal, and that's indicative of a leaky toilet flapper. So anyway, we do have a minor standing water right there. And the hard part is that water that's still moving through there is going to exaggerate that belly to a certain extent. And we're not shoving the camera down the line here. I'm trying to get a good idea of how much water we have. Yeah, this particular spot here, there was a little bit of toilet paper still sitting in the line there. The water level here is sitting right down at the bottom of the camera lens and about halfway up right there. It's just such a short section. It's only about a foot of pipe there where we actually have some standing water. In general, you need at least 3/4 to 1 inch of water to persist for 4 or 5 feet before you're actually going to get real debris building up. A piece of toilet paper hanging up here and there is not a big deal. I don't see any major debris buildup. It's an old line. It's usually very obvious where you're having trouble spots will build up. Now this water right here is still draining through, so that's not standing water there. Alrighty, we had a dishwasher discharging there for a moment. That's all dissipated out at this point. We still have that little trickle of water coming through the line. And that's unfortunately not going to go away. I've got to come back kind of slow here on this. With water moving through the line, I have to be able to see what part of the line is water's moving and what part is not. Now here we have a little bit of pooling. And the areas I'm seeing with standing water here are very, very short. Ideally, you don't have them at all. In general, though, these are just, this belly starts right here at about 29 feet and dissipates here at about a foot and a half later. So these are just, in my opinion, they're too small of areas to really recommend a repair on it. The biggest thing with lines, and this goes for all lines, whether you have standing water or not, need to avoid putting stuff like grease down the line. So far, that's really all I'm seeing here at these bellies, are some grease up on the sidewalls. It's much more problematic when you're getting regular toilet paper, stuff that's intended to go down the line, hanging up in the pipe. It's just, in my opinion, it is not worth the thousands of dollars to dig your line up to fix 1 foot of sewer line there. My biggest concern at this point is the separated joint. I'm going to try and clean the camera lens off here so we can have a better look at this. Alrighty, well, I've tried to get the camera lens as clean as I can here. I've reeled it out 3 different times and cleaned the lens off. There's just barely enough grease on the pipe there. As I run it through, it just kind of gunks the lens back up again. Anyway, there's a decent picture of it. You can see the separation here in this joint. It does appear to be open to the ground on both sides there, so I do recommend a repair at this spot. It looks like debris is getting over it just fine, toilet paper and stuff like that. You also have to be able to get all the water out to the main there. That's likely letting some water escape the line there. So not a dire issue that's going to cause you a backup. It's one of those that can slowly but surely erode the dirt out from underneath your line. It's also letting water escape. Unfortunately, we just don't get a good view of it here pouring out. But anyway, that much separation, I am going to recommend a repair there. It's one of those you don't have to do right this minute. It's not going to cause you a backup, but it's likely letting water escape the line. I'll mark this. It'll be in the front yard area, marked with a white X. All right, it's marked again in the front yard area here. It's at 7 feet deep. And the other concern you have with separated joints like this, when you have trees in the yard, there's a tree probably within about 6-7 feet of this that is capable of getting down there and intruding through the line. So I'd repair it for multiple reasons there. And it's separated by ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch. Apart from that, that's my biggest concern in the line. this joint here at the transition, that one's still looking pretty good there. Again, it's an old line. You're going to get some joints that will shift a little bit. It's when they're gaping and wide open to the ground like that they're my main concern. It's close enough to this concrete, to the transition here. It's only about 3-4 feet away. You may just be better off just to start at the transition and work out from that point. But anyway, I recommend the repair there at 10 feet to fix that joint. The other two little bellies beyond that are just that. They're little. They have about a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of standing water in them for only about a foot, both of them. So, and in my opinion, obviously we don't want it there. Ideally, it drains out perfectly, but it is, to me, not worth the thousands of dollars to dig that up to correct something that is not affecting the flow of the line there. In a house of this age, it would be very, very obvious if that were causing problems. It's had a lot of use. I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera out. I do recommend a rescope after any repair work to ensure it was done properly. And right behind me here, that white marking on the grass, it's right where the grass edge is at, where the bar test meets, is where the separated joint's at.